And I'm gonna prove everybody that there's levels to this. And I'm not playing when I'm saying I'm gonna break his That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And my only objective is going in there and inflict as much damage as possible on David Morrell. I'm going for the knockout.
It's getting personal now?
It's been personal.
Tensions have skyrocketed between David Benavidez and David Morrell as they gear up for their highly anticipated light heavyweight showdown on February 1st, 2025, at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. During a recent press conference, the hostility between the two fighters was impossible to ignore, setting the stage for an intense battle.
Well, when he says,
let me. I want to.
You don't have power for this.
You don't have. I
don't have power for this.
I don't have power. No, I don't have power.
Not for this.
I'm gonna show you.
They broke my mouth.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna break
Hell
your
no.
fucking mouth. I'm gonna break your talking all that shit.
Mouth. Hell
Talking all that shit.
Hell
When you have a jaw brace on,
you don't have
that's
power.
gonna be. That's
Man,
my gift to you.
You boys,
that's
you
my
know
gift to
more
you.
battle, man. Like, shut the fuck, bitch. What the fuck you mean?
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Man, you're a stupid.
I'll beat the.
No, man. Okay, whatever you do. Okay, baby, whatever you do. Whatever you do.
All right. And then I want you to come ready because I'll beat the. I want you guys to give me. I want you guys to give me the props I deserve. All right.
Whatever you do.
We'll see.
Whatever you do.
Benavidez extended his hand for a handshake, but Morrell refused, sparking a heated war of words. The tension quickly escalated when Benavidez shoved Morrell, who fired back by launching his WBA regular title belt at Benavidez's head. Security personnel rushed in to break up the confrontation before things spiraled further out of control.
First of all, I tried to shake his hand. You know what I mean? I try to be cool. Because last press conference, you know, we did this talking, but then in the middle, after, we know he was cordial, we were shaking hands and stuff. So, no, I was just expecting the same thing. This is my birthday today, so I didn't really want to get too aggressive.
no, gotta go get some cake later.
Keep it down, no cake. But, I tried to shake his hand, kept running his fucking mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me like that. You know, especially I don't know who this guy thinks he is. He thinks he's the hardest person in the planet, so I'm gonna beat the fuck. And there's nothing else really left to say. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter, yes, but I'm gonna make all these great fighters look average.
Both fighters have made it clear they plan to dominate their upcoming clash. Benavidez, boasting an undefeated record of 29-0 with 24 knockouts, hasn't held back about his intentions, stating, "I'm going to hurt David Morrell as much as possible." Meanwhile, Morrell, also undefeated at 11-0 with 9 knockouts, remains unfazed by Benavidez's threats, confidently asserting his own plans to secure victory.
Fighter, you know it's gonna be hard, but now that all this is happening, how you feel different about him?
That's more fuel. That's more fuel to the flame to go in there and do what I gotta do. Now, I'm really gonna go in there. I'm gonna put a beating on him.
Okay, so we're waiting, guys, in case you are watching the stream. We're waiting for David Morrell to come back here and try to do this in a Pacific way.
The feud between David Benavidez and David Morrell goes beyond just boxing. It's a battle of personalities, fighting styles, and championship ambitions. Their rivalry reached a boiling point during a recent press conference when Benavidez issued a chilling warning to Morrell, declaring, "I'm going to kill you." While clearly exaggerated in the heat of fight promotion, the statement highlighted the intense animosity brewing between the two undefeated warriors.
There's been a lot of like bad blood with this buildup because of what's happened at the press conferences. Like you as a bystander, what'd you make of what happened in Miami?
I wasn't there though. That's the thing.
Like Morrell threw the belt at him. David ducked.
I don't know why the belt. That's something you don't do. What if there would have been, someone said he was a kid or something? If you don't do that. And that's how you know he's not how he says he is. He walks around like he's from the fucking hood, like he's gangster. He's like, none of that shit. Why are you gonna throw a belt? Why not pass the belt down to the side and go handle it? If you're really mad, if you're really about that, I mean, it is what it is.
Did that type of like response surprise you, like from him?
Just made me seem like he's a.
Benavidez, known as the Mexican Monster, carries an impressive record of 29-0 with 24 knockouts. Renowned for his relentless pressure, powerful punches, and unbreakable will, he has set his sights on becoming the most dominant super middleweight and a potential challenger to boxing superstar Canelo Alvarez. In the lead-up to this fight, Benavidez has been outspoken about his disdain for Morrell, accusing him of disrespect and promising to turn their clash into a brutal affair. The press conference further highlighted Benavidez's fiery temperament, with his aggressive comments and a physical altercation that only fueled the drama.
David Benavidez, American from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona, debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13th, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one took TKO, took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
David Morrell is going to put up one hell of a fight. I just think David Benavidez is not what people think he is. I see a highly skilled fighter with good fluidity in his punches and his moves. The guy, to me, is one of the best fighters in the world. And I'm talking about skill-wise. Like, he got fast hands. He throws great flurries. He knows how to break you down systematically. His defense is far better than people give him credit. Him against Oleksandr Volcic, I was like, brother, this guy looks great, right? He just need more time at 175, which I think he got.
David Morrell and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it. Yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid. And he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday. And then I run into him and he's a world champion. You know, that's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. But that's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing. Yes, I will watch that fight, if that's the question.
On the other side, David Morrell, the WBA regular champion, has built a reputation as a slick, powerful, and technically skilled boxer with a flawless record of 11-0 and 9 knockouts. Eager to prove he belongs at the top of the division, Morrell has shown no signs of being intimidated, despite having fewer professional bouts than Benavidez. During the press conference, his refusal to shake Benavidez's hand and the bold act of throwing his championship belt at Benavidez's head sent a clear message. He's not backing down.
For everybody that Benavidez, you know Robocop? Hey, the Hulk, stop! Yeah, that's it. Look, the Benavidez versus Plan. 12 round, you know, this time is the real secret. I never fight Plan before, but I mean, I think so Plan not have like too much power for Benavidez. So, you know, he's the big guy, he's as stronger too, so you have like the good lefts, you training hard, you have power, you have everything, I mean, not nothing for you.
Keep your head up.
I can dance. I've moved. You know, I can dance. Benavidez can dance. That's it.
The stakes for this fight are higher than ever. Both fighters are determined to settle their differences in the ring and establish themselves as the top contender for Canelo Alvarez. The February 1st, 2025, showdown at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas has already captured the attention of boxing fans who are eagerly awaiting a thrilling battle between Benavidez's aggression and Morrell's finesse.
He says, quote, I don't want to fight someone who doesn't mean something for my career. And the best out there now is David Morrell.
I see him coming up to 175. He's talking a lot of shit. So I'm going to shut his ass up. And also, it would be a bigger pay-per-view if we wait later. His name is not that big, but, you know, I don't give a...
They just talk the way you want your fighters to talk. They're all about the smoke. They want to fight everybody. It seems like whoever would win the Morrell-Benavidez fight, get the shot. But at the end of the day, we got a guy who wants to fight a tough guy.
David Morrell is so good. David Morrell is a high-risk, low-reward fighter. You have to overpay people to step in the ring with him. If you don't overpay him, you won't get him in the ring. It's as simple as that, Jack. So, David Morrell going in 2024, one of the most exciting fighters, got an exciting style, has a fan base in Minnesota. You know, that's the knock on the Cubans. No international distribution on the Cuban feed because they don't show the fights. Has a fan base in Minnesota. Now we need to see the fights. Vladimir Shishkin, Kristen and Billy. Any of those guys on the back end of the top 10, I want to see them in with him.
Beyond the personal grudge, this fight holds significant implications for the future of the super middleweight division. A win for Benavidez would strengthen his push for a mega showdown with Canelo, building even more momentum for that highly anticipated fight. On the other hand, a victory for Morrell would propel him into superstardom and firmly establish him as a legitimate contender in the division.
There's a huge demand for this fight, David Morrell and David Benavidez. For me, though, I never had a huge demand for it because I think it's a bit early for Morrell. And when you look at his last fight, Riyadh season, David Morrell didn't look that good. But a lot of people don't think David Benavidez looked that good against Volsing. I thought he looked great. I just thought he gassed out, but I thought he looked phenomenal. This fight, though, reminds me a bit of how they moved along Vargas. Remember when Vargas fought Trinidad? People wanted that fight until they saw it. He was a little too young, and he was showing a lot of promise, but I think they moved him along too quickly. Don't be surprised if David Benavidez give him a boxing lesson. David Benavidez, I think he's going to show some movement, shoot the jab, be busy. I think Morrell has a puncher's chance, and I think it's a phenomenal puncher's chance because he's so athletically gifted.
Benavidez and David Morrell, right? This is the type of fights boxing needs. Two young fighters, great fighters in their division. They moved up to 175. They were at 168. The fight wasn't made there, but 175, David said, you know what, let's make this fight happen. The first few pictures, it looks like David has some weight to take off. He looks like the Tyson Fury of the 175, but that doesn't matter, right? It's all about your fighting technique, your fighting style. I think David Morrell has a great opportunity to showcase his skills, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat a David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has a little bit too much power and too much combinations for David Morrell. David Morrell hasn't, fought anybody that is maybe top 2, top 3. David Benavidez has been in there with Caleb Plant, has been in there with some good fighters. So he is coming into the fight the favorite, but let me know what you guys think of that fight, all right?
As the countdown to fight night intensifies, the bitter rivalry between Benavidez and Morrell guarantees that this bout will be about more than just skill. It will be a battle for pride, dominance, and the ultimate claim to being the best in the division.
Here is David El Monstro Benavidez.
First of all, I just want to thank God for everything. Without him, it would have been possible. I also want to thank my wife, my son, my daughter. My father was David Benavidez, Samson Lukowitz, all PBC. Luis Sakubis, all Heyman, and here we are again. I told you guys I was going to give you the best fights that you guys wanted to see, and we're here again. We got this guy. He's been talking about me for a while, for about 2 or 3 years. Disrespecting me, disrespecting my dad, disrespecting my brother. So now, he wanted to take it personal with me. So I'm personally going to break his fucking mouth. So he has something to remember me by.
I want to know who in these dudes' heads that they trying to fight in January. They ain't no main event, man. Don't nobody know David ass, man.
Shit.
David is not a main event.
They gotta
combined,
learn.
Them got 1 million followers. Combined, they ain't got 1 million followers, Hundes.
I don't know what they got. I know they gotta learn. Like my man did 175, then he did 62. Then they put you on the undercard. Like, bruh, keep building. He should be pushing for this undercard right here to be on this tank undercard again.
So you want us to be back on the undercard, so you just hate.
I'm afraid that he's going to do a show in January and it's not going to be successful.
We ain't got time to be hot.
David Benavidez is not a main event fighter, man. That's to prove my fucking point, man.
It's more about...
he ain't about his dance partner, man.
It's more about Morrell. Nobody knows Morrell.
Boxing pros have shared their thoughts on the upcoming fight, predicting a thrilling showdown. Many experts believe that Benavidez's superior power, aggressive style, and tactical approach will give him the advantage over Morrell. However, some expect a tougher challenge from Morrell's speed and technical skills, making the outcome unpredictable and highly anticipated. Eddie Hearn expressed great respect for both fighters ahead of their clash. He praised Benavidez for taking on the challenge of facing Morrell, a fighter who has long been highly regarded, even though he didn't need the fight. Hearn highlighted the significance of such matchups in boxing, noting how rare it is to see top fighters step up to face each other.
Yeah, listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morrell very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close, and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter, and Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights. I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, no, I'll back myself. I don't give a fuck about Morrell. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him. Fair play. Well done, David Benavidez.
Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see this, isn't it? I mean, boxing's flat at the minute, but I really, really rate Benavidez. Hard to look past him, that one for me.
Fraser Clark, when discussing the Benavidez versus Morrell fight, shared a similar level of excitement and respect for both fighters. He praised the matchup as a fantastic one, but leaned towards Benavidez as the favorite. Clark highlighted Benavidez's physical attributes, speed, and overall skill, noting that he has been consistently impressed by him over time.
I think it's a rocket of a fight, that is, it's one of them. I wish I could go watch that live, because I think that's going to be a good tear-up, and, saying that we're still in January, I'm not going into camp yet. I might have to make an appearance for that one. That's going to be a bolter. I think Benavidez, just because every time I watch him, I get more impressed with him. Do you know what I mean? And then I spoke to someone who was in the gym with him a few years ago and just said he's just a different animal. But saying that, again, these 50-50 fights, they're so hard to call. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to go with Benavidez.
Benavidez has declared his dominance in the super middleweight division after defeating David Morrell, solidifying his status as the best in his class. With relentless aggression, precision, and power, Benavidez is determined to prove he is the undisputed top contender, leaving no doubt about his skill and determination to reign supreme. Ahead of the fight, Benavidez emphasized his confidence, stating that he has a solid game plan and is fully committed to executing it. He believes his strategy will not only showcase his abilities, but also secure a decisive victory, reaffirming why he's a dominant force in the super middleweight division.
So I got a couple things I want to talk about. You got David Benavidez fighting David Morrell. Now, David Morrell's only got like 11 pro fights and 12, and he's undefeated, Cuban guy. I think he's Cuban. And he's a good boxer. But I don't know. I don't know if he is going to beat David Benavidez. David Benavidez was a big 168-pounder. Now he's at 175. He looked real good against Gvozdyk. But Gvozdyk was, hadn't fought in a while. If it was the Gvozdyk, I think that fought Beterbiev, even though he lost, he was winning the fight mostly until he got stopped. He's a great boxer, but he's past his prime. But I can see David Benavidez winning this. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I know I say that every fight, but it's just I'm getting better and better. I'm more experienced. Now I'm physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm at one with myself, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. These are the type of challenges I want. I don't shy away from no fight. If no fight or no fighter, you know what I mean? And that's definitely what I'm going to show February 1st.
Do you think you break them down later in the rounds? Do you catch them early and break them down early like we saw with Andrade?
To be honest with you, I'm going to just put a game plan together and I'm going to just follow my game plan. I don't know if it's going to come early. I don't know if it's going to come late, but I will be trying to knock them out. That's what I do every single fight. I go in there and I just break people down and I beat the shit out of them. It's going to be the same thing.
Given the last performance, I know you said at the post-fight you were injured, you're dealing with a lot of things. What do you make of the perception of David at 175 from fans now? And do you think it's fair?
To be honest with you, I don't care what nobody says. I know exactly what I do. I know that 7 weeks left to the fight, I tore a tendon. 8 weeks left to the fight, tore a tendon. I got closer to 4 weeks.
The animosity between David Benavidez and David Morrell reached a boiling point during a media workout in Miami on December 17th, 2024. The tense encounter escalated into a physical altercation, further fueling the anticipation for their upcoming light heavyweight title fight.
What do you make of the nerves that were displayed by David Morrell up on the stage there? Maybe a little bit out of character.
To be honest with you, I think, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I just know that when it comes to me and him, at the end of the day, it's only going to be us in that ring. But I'm here to show him that, I'm going to keep this energy up. And, he's in for a long, long night. When I tell him I'm going to break his mouth, that's really what I want to do. I'm not playing around. I'm going in there, and that's exactly what I intend on doing.
What was the main thing that he said that really got you going and really making you say that he want to break his jaws?
I can't remember word for word what it was, but you guys have heard him. You guys have seen that he's been saying that he's gonna knock me out, that I'm not nothing, this and that. So now it's time to live up to that.
Why his jaws? Why not ribs?
Oh, well, the ribs too, but the jaw's the only thing I can think of right now. But we're gonna put a beat on him, man. I know it's not gonna be an easy task, but this is the type of fight I want. This is because I think this is gonna show. I know this is gonna show what level I'm at.
Benavidez has also emphasized the personal animosity between him and Morrell, stating, "He doesn't like me, and I don't like him." This tension has been evident in their pre-fight interactions, including a heated exchange during a media workout where Benavidez shoved Morrell, leading to Morrell throwing his WBA interim title at Benavidez.
To be honest, the reason why I took this fight, and I already had it planned that I was going to take it, but because Morrell's been talking a lot. He's been saying that I'm scared of him, this and that. And I think this is just a way of me proving that it doesn't matter who it is. I'm going to get him in the ring sooner or later. And I told people that. And now we're here, February 1st. It's going to be a big fight. I'm very excited. And I'm excited I add that WBA title to my collection of belts.
While it's difficult to predict with certainty, Benavidez's power and tactical approach give him a strong edge in this fight. His relentless aggression and experience in high-stakes bouts could prove decisive. However, Morrell's speed and technical skills make him a dangerous opponent, and if he can outmaneuver Benavidez, there's a chance for an upset. It's shaping up to be an exciting and unpredictable showdown. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Who do you think will come out on top?